Oh, hello everybody. I am not feeling too well. I have a cold, so I won't be my usual cheerful self. Forgive me. But I have so many new buys that I had to come on and show them when I had the chance. I got the wife and baby away from me as fast as I could. Excuse me. It's now my third day off of work. My second day off of work. Sorry. I have strep throat, a sinus infection, and to boot off all of that, bronchitis. So you'll have to forgive the coughing, but I will make it through this, I promise. But let's just jump into it. Enough with that. First one I was really excited about. It's a friend on YouTube had shared this album with me. He doesn't make videos, but he has a blog which shows some really cool improvised jam, space rock, stuff like that. I'll leave a link at the bottom to his blog. You might want to check it out. But the first one we got, of course, we're listening to it. It is Wind. This wasn't cheap. I should let you know. It's off of Siren Vinyl, which is a label I never heard of. The band themselves come out of Norway. The album's called Wind and Friends, and it's a blend of like improvised space rock with improvised jazz. Somebody had described the record when I was reading about it as being a mix of Amandul and like later Coltrane, which I guess is true. Aside from the band themselves, which is Wind, which is obviously guitar, drums, and bass, you have alto saxophone played by Morten Smith Lean, flute by Paul Stefan Brecke, and organ by Ask Berg. That's a great name, Ask Berg. Just fucking love this album. Right now we're listening to the first song on the second side, Movements. Totally awesome. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. I wish I could be a little bit more elaborate, but it is what it is, and you guys can hear it. So the next one we got, I was going to play this one, but decided against it. And that is the new Earthless Sonic Prayer Jam. This is a reissue off of Gravity Records, which this was originally came out as a 10-inch in 2005, I think. I don't remember, but came out as a 10-inch, and it didn't have the whole song. It was a cut. It's a live record. It was a cut of the song, an excerpt of it, if you will, that was spread over both sides. They reissued it, and now they have the whole live track, which is Sonic Prayer Jam, and they added Cherry Red, which is really cool to hear on vinyl because I have it as a download from them. It's a Groundhog's cover. The record came with a little card, basically just talking about the record, and a very nice poster, very psychedelic poster. Can you see it all? And the vinyl itself is on beautiful, beautiful purple marbled vinyl. Just absolutely gorgeous. Yesterday I felt horrible, but I got this in yesterday and I was jamming to it, and it was like the only thing that made me fall asleep. All yesterday. Oh God, I could not sleep yesterday. So I fell asleep during this listening to like one side, and as the music was fading I woke up and I was like, oh, I feel so great. But the next album is Pure X. The album is Pleasure. This I got it basically because of the opening track called Heavy Air, which sounds exactly like that. It's an instrumental track which is just this beautiful sort of almost delayed guitar with just wonderful, I don't know how to describe it. It's just heavy air. That's exactly what it sounds like. Just this beautiful melodic, very slow moving instrumental. Absolutely love it. Why am I pulling this out? I don't need to pull this out. The rest of the album is not like that at all. I enjoy it, but it's not like that at all. It is sort of drunken beach surf music. Or like a drunken summer beach music, you know? Very kind of slow, very melodic, and it makes you think of summer and the beach, but it's not necessarily upbeat. A little strange, but I only got it for the opening track, which is really gorgeous. This next one I have to thank Secofunk for, the wonderful Secofunk. It's the Dan Peck Trio, Acid Soul. He had showed this a while ago, I don't remember. It came off Heat Retention Records, which is a small label. And I think there's only like 100 of them pressed or something like that. But came with a nice little insert. The music itself is how do you describe it? It's almost, I guess you'd say like doom jazz, or like the really dark jazz. I don't know. It's you have drums, you have double bass, and you have tuba by Dan Peck, where the name comes from. And the tuba has this it's doing all of these dark, like deep, long, drawn out chords or notes. And the percussion takes, you know, sometimes it's like almost like this free jazz thing where it just takes these weird cuts and turns sometimes. It's very dark, almost like gothic jazz. I thought it was interesting as hell. Very simple, just clear, plain labels. But definitely gotta thank Mr. Secofunk for that one. Next pickup I got is a split, 12-inch split. It's White Hills and Far Flung. Very, very cool. This came off Cobra Side Records. And it also comes with a nice little insert. And each side is just one long track from the bands. Far Flung's side, Fade, is just, well, it's Far Flung. Nothing much to be said. But the White Hills side is very, very ambient. It's kind of slow. It's a little droney. It's very pretty. It's not necessarily like them at all. Comes off wonderfully tasty clear red vinyl. Very cool. I got it off of the Thrill Jockey label. They had a couple copies of it available, so it wasn't too expensive. I can't get it in. Jesus. Alright, next one we got Very cool indeed. This is two Ton Boas duets. 12-inch single, 45 speed. Very cool textured silkscreen cover. Absolutely just beautiful. Really dig that. It is, how do I describe it? Very cool labels. It's sort of very minimalist. Oh geez, how do I describe it? It's very minimalist, sort of dark folk, I guess. This is not like anything else I've heard Two Ton Boa do. It's very simple. It's just vocals and piano and the back side, which is a the first side, sorry, Sorrow's Gone, which is like 8 minutes long, has this beautiful organ in it, almost like church music. And then the vocals come in. She has this very pretty, very high-pitched voice, almost just harmonizing with it. It's just absolutely beautiful. And Time to Say Goodbye is the B-side, which is very pretty, almost heartbreaking. But just very melodic, very sweet, slightly dark, really cool. I picked this up off of Bandcamp, another Bandcamp find, I should say. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I just can't get out of it. Last one I got to show, I was super excited about. This is one of my all-time favorite records. And it came out in late 90s, 98 I think, and it never came out on vinyl. But it's been recently reissued on vinyl, so I had to have it. It was a little pricey, but I had to have it. I didn't care. And that is Vast's first record, self-titled, basically a visual audio sensory theater. Vast. Oh man, I was so excited about this. It is, I've heard people, it's industrial music, really. But it's not overly industrial. Like it has a rhythm section. It's not just all, you know, electronic or all done with synthesizer. It's sort of industrial rock, I guess you'd say. I've heard people say it sounds like 9 Inch Nails, but I don't get that out of it. To me, it's much more emotional, much more deep, much more pretty at times, especially with the song Flames. And the Nile's Edge, and the closing track is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This, how do I describe it? It's all done by one guy, essentially, John Crosby, who wrote all the music and played most of the instruments. There's some percussion by drums. One song has a cello, which is done by someone else. But other than that, every single instrument's played by him. Absolutely wonderful record. I don't know how to describe it other than that. He uses he'll sample Tibetan monks doing like chants and throat vocals. I don't know the right word for them. For some of the songs, and it just gives this wonderful religious feeling to the music. Again, I don't know how to describe it better than that. Maybe I'm still clogged up in the brain, but I wish I could describe it or talk more in depth about it, because this is just one of my all-time favorite albums ever. And to get it on vinyl is just a whole new experience. But I can't say anything other than that, because I can't think right now. Sorry. I went out this morning and I hit the bank up and I went food shopping, and of course I stopped at Goodwill and found some sweet finds, but I will talk about those another day, because right now I'm going to see if I can take a nap, because I'm just not feeling too hot. So again, I'm sorry I'm not my usual cheerful self, and I hope this isn't too boring. Because I'm not doing my crazy laugh. But don't worry about me until next time.